Ho ho! So some weeks ago I ordered this microphone stand from China, of course. I believe it was around $12, so really inexpensive. And actually it's pretty decent. It comes in this, well, kind of nasty looking box. I'm not sure I would necessarily trust it with a shock mount and a large microphone like that, but you know what? It's actually not bad. And let me show you what I've done with it. Alright, so I've strapped it onto the edge of the desk here. It's got a little clamp. Let's see if I can get a little more zoomed in on that. It's got a nice little clamp. Works decent. It's a decent looking clamp. Once it's all screwed in, it rocks back and forth a little bit. Let's say just a slight rotation. There's like a little groove in the back of the bolt here, and then this extra screw joint here keeps it in place. But there's enough kind of rotation or area for it to move that you can get some slight movement out of it, which is actually okay. The springs are relatively sturdy. I've got a desk lamp that kind of is basically constructed exactly the same with these sort of springs and whatnot. And the movement is really nice. It'll lock into place. You know, moves around really well. It comes with a, let me take this off, a mount for a kind of, let's fix the zoom. Come on, you can look at it. So it comes with one of these, which is the kind of mount you would typically use for a, you know, like one of those standard kind of like Shure mics. You know, not one that you put on a shock mount. I for some reason can't think of the name. And it's got this. Come on, you can look at it. It's got this kind of, you know, cutout here. And I just so happen to have this wonky USB mic that has a latch thing in it, and that's how I've been doing my videos for the Ludum Dare stuff. I used to have a separate microphone stand on the floor, and that's, well, you know, that's not as cool. So yeah, I've mounted that in there. I've rigged this up. I've got a setup that kind of works, and I can put the microphone someplace that, well, I can actually hear myself. It's got this little screw-on thing here, which is, it's okay. You know, I think there's a thread under here that might mean that this is removable with leaving the thread, so you can get a larger threaded headphone jack. I'm not sure. I haven't tried that yet. I'll have to give that a test. But I'm actually really impressed. This thing is made of steel, some sort of metal. I shouldn't say steel. Some sort of metal, and it's solid. I'm really happy with it. I don't know if it would support a larger, like I said, a shock mount mic or not. It might. Certainly not a heavy one. Like, I got a tube mic in the other room, and I would not trust my tube mic on it. But it's not bad. It's not bad. Pretty good for, I guess it was $12. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to damage it, but it does not seem like this part screws off. So you just have to live with the small thread size here. And that might be okay. You know, if you're like me and all you just needed is some sort of thing on an arm that you can prop something to, then totally fine. For $12, I think you're set. And just a general use case example, you know, here's roughly where you might want to put it. It's like a microphone. You don't want to be breathing and hearing the breathing, but you would kind of place it in front of yourself, and then you kind of like pull it down another way when you don't want it to be in the way. Yeah, I like it. It's exactly what I wanted for just a few bucks. Hooray for China. Woo!